So how do you get over the fear of what if it fails? Yeah. So this is basically fear of failure, right? And if you can, if you are here, you are listening, and you can resonate with this, just type in the chat, like, yeah, that's I have that as well. And one thing that you need to understand is that it's common, you know. Even me now, being having 14 years of experience in business, I still have those fear, right? It never really goes away. The thing that has improved is my ability to manage it. So let me go back to what I said, at the first, answering the first question, which is the entrepreneurial mindset. So one of the things that I teach to have very strong entrepreneurial mindset is really understanding that construct. So a lot of those construct is developed when we were young. And in school, when and I this is not kind of like blaming, and this is more of what is commonly happening. When we go through school, when we, for example, we raise our hand, and then we make a mistake, and our teachers will scold us like, no, that's wrong, or then our classmates will start laughing at us. And I remember my own experience, because I was a very naughty boy when I was young. I used to run around the classroom while the teacher is teaching, and I don't even remember it until, like, my mom told me that my teacher was complaining to her that, hey, your son, you always run around while I'm doing my class. So I was like that. I was very naughty, and I get scolded a lot. And so while growing up, I associated, like, I thought, if I do this, then I'm wrong, like, because I get scolded. And so there was a lot of that for me growing up in school. And what it did was, to me, is now it created that fear. Like, if I try something and if I fail, then it's painful, I'll get scolding, or someone like me anymore. And so that's how it got created. So then it reduced now my confidence to actually try something new. So that's in the past, right? That's in the past. And I have brought it with me, like, even though it's a totally different thing. Now I'm gonna start a business, but that fear is still there because of what happened in the past. So the first thing that you need to really understand is that it's not the same thing anymore. Whatever is in the past, right? And it's just your mind having that construct. So that's why I was talking about the construct earlier. Whatever is in your mind, it's just made up. Let me repeat that. So whatever is in your mind is just made up. And you have now the power to choose whether you want to follow that made up thing or choose something else. So that's how I kind of like slowly, overcome my fears and started telling myself, because it won't ever go away, right? That's what I said. It won't ever go away. So I told myself, okay, I hear you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I think some of you, that's very, very familiar, right? Thank you for sharing. So those voices in my head, I hear them, and then I would say, thank you for sharing. And then I will still choose what I want to do. It's just voices, it's just made up. So it's the same with, if you have those fear, then that's what you can do. Right? I hope I answered that question, Desmond. Does the leader of a business need to be the best? This is a very interesting question, because initially I thought that I needed to be the best. And let us clarify this as well, because there's a lot of ways to describe this, right? So because you might be asking best to be the best in what you're doing. So let's say, for example, me as a coach, do I need to be the best before I start a business, for example? My answer to that is really no. The more important thing is the clarity on your goal, like who do you want to help. There really a market to that, and so there are other nuances that the best is really not the measure for you to start a business. As long as you know who you want to help, there is a market to it, and then you can deliver it, then you have a working business. So let me give a very good example of this. I'm also a tennis coach, but this is more of a hobby. But there are people out there who really does this full time, tennis coaching. And if I get myself as an example, I do this as a hobby, like when I have time, or when people approach me and then they want me to coach them in tennis. And I know with my own skills and capabilities, I can help someone who is a beginner. And I cannot like imagine myself coaching someone who is a professional, because I don't have the skills for that. Because I am not like the best tennis player in the world, or I have like the best skills in playing tennis and knowledge as well. But I know I do have knowledge and skills that is up to the like mid level. And so which means I can coach a beginner to reach the level that maybe possibly very close to where I am, because I know the strategies, I know the techniques that they can do. And so this is something that you need to remember. You only need to be one step ahead of the people that you are helping. You don't need to be like, on the top of the mountain before you start helping people. Because business is about helping people, right? Like helping fulfill what they want, what they need. And if you can think like that, if you can imagine yourself helping someone who is just, let's say for example, beginning, you can help them take that next step, and then take that next step, and take that next step. Then you have a possible business already. And so that's what I do when I do my tennis coaching. I help like total beginners become much better in playing tennis, like leisurely, in just 10 sessions. They are able to play, hit the ball, play with each other, not competitively, but more like leisurely. And so that's what I can help them with. And so people will look for me if they need that kind of service. So for you, think about, how can you help people, even if you just one step ahead. And that's a possibility that you can, right? So you don't need to be the best. You just need to be, a few steps ahead of who you want to help. That's already good. Okay. Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.